Hi everybody, and welcome back to another short video presentation. This morning on Friday the 7th of May, the big story across the UK is the fact that the Hartlepool by-election result is in, and it's really quite interesting. So I wanted to just go through some analysis with you so we can understand exactly what's happened and what it means. So first thing is, let's first of all look at the result, shall we? So the Tories win Hartlepool with a majority of almost 7,000 votes, and here are the key figures. That Jill Mortimer from the Conservatives got 15,500. Paul Williams of Labour got 8,500. So it's a significant win for the Conservatives. Now, I just wanted to just go back in time a little bit and understand exactly what happened here. Let's go back to 2019, shall we? This is the election result when Labour held the seat by a relatively narrow majority, but you can see Mike Hill won the seat for Labour in Hartlepool with 15,500 odd votes, which actually, interestingly enough, is what the Conservative winning candidate got today. The Tories were down in second on 11,800, but very significantly, you can see the Brexit Party had 10,600, with Richard Tice clocking up those votes. So essentially beyond that, it's all immaterial. No one cares about the Liberal Democrats. So Labour did hold the seat. That was one part of the so-called red wall that didn't crumble. But let's look at what there was a few things happened. You see, we need to be familiar with. This is Mike Hill, who won the seat, and the reason there's a by-election is that poor old Mike had to resign with immediate effect, and this is with regard to an employment tribunal concerning claims of sexual harassment and victimization against him, which he has, of course, denied. And as you can see there, the shadow Foreign Secretary, Lisa Nandy, said there was an ongoing investigation relating to his resignation that the party took very seriously. I wonder when we get the result of that investigation, Lisa Nandy. I can't seem to find it. But anyway, so this is the kind of the background to all of this. But there are a couple of other things we need to understand. Let's remember this. Back in 2016, Hartlepool was one of the most pro-Brexit constituencies in the UK. 70% support for leave. And that's because Hartlepool has suffered grievously during the years of the Britain being captive in the EU. So the Hartlepool electorate were pretty clear that they wanted Brexit, and they voted in huge numbers for Brexit. So that was kind of a little bit of reality. And, I think the thing about it is you have to ask, when you look at people like Sir Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner, do you think these metropolitan elitists from London can connect in constituencies and the needs of people in the places like Hartlepool? I don't think they can. And this then brings us to the really interesting thing, which is that fundamentally, I reckon Labour are finished, because they cannot claim to be the party of the working man, and they're not the party of the working man. There's not enough of the BAME community votes, certainly outside of London, for them to be a successful national party. They're finished in Scotland. We see that. So where is there for Labour to go? And that's what this really result shows. I mean, the result shows that the people of Hartlepool, if you look at the vote again, the people of Hartlepool have come out and given an endorsement to the Conservative candidate, who I guess is, is kind of resounding victory for her, and of course for Boris. And because of that, I take no pleasure from this whatsoever. Because in a sense, the UK is now a uni-party state. I don't buy into this whole, oh yes, Boris is leveling up, building back better, all this. I mean, this is monstrous globalization we're getting from the Tories. But the British electorate don't, at this point, appear to have a significant choice. They either vote for the Conservatives or they waste their vote on Labour, and that's pretty much where it is. So Labour's day of misery, I think, is going to get much worse. I've seen other results coming in, and the likelihood is that there will be a leadership challenge to Keir Starmer. Now, I also understand tomorrow he's going to sack quite a number of his shadow cabinet for not performing. But I'm sorry, this is much deeper than just petty internal party politicking. It's much more deeper than that. And it really comes down to the fact that Labour is essentially a Norwegian blue parrot. It's dead. It ceased to be. And in Hartlepool, it was buried last night by the voters. I can't see it coming back. The thing about it is also, by the way, that during the COVID period, I mean, the COVID year and a half we've had, the role of Labour has been to basically go along with Boris Johnson's lockdown policies and just bitch about the fact that, oh, he could have locked down faster and harder. That's been about it. And again, that's not a credible stance. The kind of the bitchy, well, yeah, we got Brexit, but we're not really that happy about it. And Sir Keir was the architect, by the way, of trying to get a second referendum. Again, this is all sort of devastating for Labour in constituencies like Hartlepool. Now, there will be part of the country, around the parts of the country, that do still vote Labour, and they will get votes. But as an effective opposition, as a potential party of government, they are finished. And so it doesn't matter really who if they boot Keir Starmer out tomorrow, I don't know who they would have and how they could possibly turn that party around. I think it has ceased to be. But I leave you with a little bit of good news for Labour. Don't be despondent, because let's remember, Hartlepool did elect a monkey as mayor back in 2002 when Hangus the monkey, the mascot of the football team, became the local mayor. So there you go. So maybe just as an outside bet, if Labour want to do better, maybe they should all dress up in monkey costumes around the UK. We can have a good old laugh at them and maybe give them a conciliatory vote for removing themselves essentially from the pretense even of being a serious political party. So there you have it, folks. It's Hartlepool. It's all over. Tories have won. Big win. Labour smashed. You're going to see much more interesting stuff coming today as well, I think, when you do see the scale of the rout that Labour face. So it turns out 2019 wasn't the low point for Labour. 2021 turns out to be probably even lower. And that's before we get to constituency, the Scottish election results and the Welsh Assembly results, which we will get and cover with for you tomorrow when those results become known. But anyway, that's it from me for now. Thank you very much for listening to this little update, and do let me know what you think of the Hartlepool situation in the comment thread below. Many thanks.